right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of Super Bowl 59. I'm Bram Weinstein. We're presented by Passera. Better is possible. And here is Super Bowl champion Teddy Bruschi.
Bram,
Nice
good to see
It's
you
good to
again,
see
man.
you
It's
too.
been a while.
You're joining us now on behalf of the global healthcare leader Abbott. 3-time Super Bowl champion you are. This past year, Teddy teamed up with Abbott to launch HeartMates, a community for people impacted by cardiovascular conditions. To learn more, you can join the HeartMates team. Visit abbott.com/HeartMates. It is great to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
We're going to talk about HeartMates in a moment, but it's Super Bowl week. You have a lot of experience with that.
Yeah.
But what gets drummed up for you when you think about Super Bowl week?
Man, I think about Super Bowl week and, truthfully, I think of the ones we could have had. And especially with the Chiefs about to go for 3 in a row, it's just conjured up so many memories of our run. And when we tried to go for 3 in a row, we lost in the divisional round. And also in 2007, when we tried to complete the undefeated season and we failed at that.
Yeah.
So that sort of comes into my head because I have a lot of respect for the Kansas City Chiefs because they're attempting to do something that has never been done before.
Yeah.
And they've pushed themselves to the limits this year where they've needed to block kicks, where they've needed to do fourth quarter magic, everything, 17 straight one-score games. It's been amazing for them. I really want to see if they can finish it.
So when you hear about fatigue of teams that are great, how does that resonate with you being part of a team that was great?
I smile because that's when you know you've done your job.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs hate if it will be called that, and then bringing in the officials and all that think that they favor them. I just sort of laugh because that's when you know you've done your job and won a lot and won consistently to where people are getting sick of it, and we sort of fed off of it. And you're winning and you're about to do historic things, but you still feel like the villain a little bit and proving people wrong. So the motivation is there.
Yeah.
It's there for the Kansas City Chiefs. You just have to see if they finish it.
They're hearing some of the same things that your team's heard, which is, oh, the refs favor them, or this favors them, or that favors them. There's this underbelly of, well, it can't just be that they're great and they're winning on their own accord.
Yeah, and also diminishing other players like maybe Karlaftis or Chenal or McDuffie, all these other great players that are there, and you're focusing on this quarterback that's obviously great, but I mean, this Joe Tooney, who's done amazing things moving from guard to left tackle. All those players are like, we are pretty good to ourselves, and it gives them motivation.
Tell me about HeartMates. What got you involved with them?
Yeah, HeartMates is new, but I've had a connection to Abbott for 20 years because the device in my heart that I had put in after my stroke in 2005 is an Abbott device. And it's a device that plugged a hole in the upper chambers of my heart, and it enabled me to come back and complete a 4-year NFL career after as a stroke survivor. And HeartMates is a community they've created to anyone that may be a stroke survivor or a heart survivor. Come join Abbott HeartMates, and you can talk to various people that maybe have the same device that I have or had the same heart issue that they may have had. And there's a community of people that you can talk to and you can lean on when you need support.
Let's relive your story for a moment. Did you know you had an issue before you had the stroke?
I didn't. I woke up a day and a half after the Pro Bowl, my very first Pro Bowl, my only Pro Bowl, and it was like I had a severe unexplained headache, numbness down the left side of my body, and what happened was I lost the left field of vision in both my eyes. So I was having a stroke, and I had no idea what was happening. So rushed to Massachusetts General Hospital, given the diagnosis of my stroke, and then also discovered that I had a hole in my heart, and I'm just like...
And this is a congenital issue that you just didn't know about.
Yeah, it's patent-forminal valley, that PFO they call it, that usually you have it in utero, and when you're born, usually it closes. But 25% of the population, it doesn't close. And you normally don't check for it, Bram, until something happens.
Yeah.
So I had to learn all of this and learn about myself medically and learn that I had to have it closed. And that was just the beginning of everything that I went through, and Abbott was a leader for me.
And you never felt along the way something might be off here?
I didn't. It was
really
just
incredible.
that whole blood clot formed somewhere, and that hole formed, and it went from one chamber and it slipped over to the other, that's how it got to my brain.
Yeah.
Because if I've learned correctly, okay, this is my medical expertise here. When a blood clot forms, usually it can go through the lungs, and the lungs can serve as a filter, and it'll dissipate. But with that hole, it went straight up to my brain.
Yeah. What do you want to tell ex-players about caring for themselves, caring for their bodies, and taking care of themselves now.
Yeah, our medical health is something we don't really pay attention to a lot. It's more like our physical health, like hamstrings, knees, joints, and everything like that. And just that everything is so important in terms of your medical health, your nutrition, the limitations of drugs and alcohol, all of that. Living a fit life is something that's super important.
Yep. Teddy, it is great to see you. Thanks
Good
for
to see you
joining
too,
us. I
man.
appreciate it.
Thanks for the time.